All right, I'm here with Hector Camacho Jr., the son of legend Hector Camacho Sr., and he's fighting the other legend, the Mexican legend, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., June 19th, Jalisco Stadium in Guadalajara, Mexico. How you doing, Junior?
I'm doing great, brother. Man, anxious to get it on, Been a long time coming. We finally here, inching away to the day come and anxious.
Yeah, and we're going to get into the fight and we're going to get into all that, but I can't talk to you without asking about your dad. And he's been gone, about 10 years now, I believe?
9 years.
9 years? How much do you miss him?
Big time. I try to think about it as much, but it's tough. Wherever I go, I get stopped. I get talked about him. Your father this, your father that. I miss him a lot, man, But there have been times that, you don't speak for about a couple of months, 6, 7 months, maybe a year. And I got used to that. But after 3 years passed, like, wow, I miss him. I don't hear from him. I don't hear his voice no more, so it's tough, but I'm looking forward to keep the legacy going forward. It's all I could do right now, No time for pity, time to go forward and keep pushing legacy.
Sure. What can you just share for the fans? Obviously, your dad had fans around the world. What was it like growing up as his son?
It was like having a superhero around you, He wasn't your ordinary father that'd be home with you and see your homework, son, walk me through things. No, I would see my father on TV. And whenever he's around, he would pick me up, take me out, fly me here, fly me there. And when I was younger, that grew resentment because he wasn't around. Like, where my father at? But now that I'm older, I'm a professional fighter myself, I look back and I totally understand now. I totally understand the sacrifice he put into this for me, for his family. It was a cool feeling, man. Everywhere I go, people knew me. It had its cons, it has both of its cons, At the same time, I was bullied when I was young. Oh, you come out your son, let's fight. Everywhere I go, I had that target on me. So it was cool. Then the other side was, should I tell him who my father is? It was one of those type of situations.
Right. And when your dad passed away tragically in Puerto Rico, It was a who's who. Obviously, Puerto Rico is a big fight island, a lot of legends coming out of there, including your dad. You had Tito Trinidad, Wilfred Benitez, Wilfredo Gomez, John Molina. I don't want to leave out anybody. Roman Martinez, Juan Manuel Lopez showed up at his funeral. What did that mean to you? And what was it like?
In Puerto Rico, we always close to each other. All fighters support each other. That's what I can say. Whenever there's an event in Puerto Rico, they'll come out. But seeing all the great champions there that I looked up to myself growing up, seeing them there and shedding tears, oh, man. It was a tough feeling, man. It was tough. And after I reach out to me, like Juan Lopez reached out to me. Camacho, whatever you need. Your family, let me know. Trinidad as well. Whatever you need, let me know. I had the support and love there, man. It was tough, man, because they love Pops, He was one of them, but he was different, very different. And they loved him for that.
And they looked up to him, it seemed.
Yeah, because, he was different. He was a showman. He was a traditional Puerto Rican fighter. Hands up, come forward. He had a style, especially outside the ring. He was different.
Now, just this past year, there was a great documentary on Showtime by Eric Drath, Macho, the Hector Camacho story. I'm assuming you saw the film?
Yeah, I had hands on with Eric. Eric reached out to me to come to Puerto Rico to put this together, help me out. I had hands on the documentary, of course. I think he did a great job in 90 minutes. It's hard to tell somebody's life story in 90 minutes, like my father. And Eric pulled it through. He did a great job.
Yeah, I thought it was amazing. Being a fan of your dad, growing up watching him, and just never got to meet him, but just what Eric put together in that film, I thought was amazing. Now, the one thing that kind of left you, sad when it ended was that they never found out who killed your father. Has anything been done since then, or any updates to that?
I try to stay away from it. I try to shy away from it because, the more I look into that, it's just realization my father's gone. I try to shy away from that, Like I always say, I don't blame the person who did it. I blame the streets. I blame the drugs. I mean, that's the only thing out there in the streets. If you go to jail, you're going to die. There's nothing else. I got tired of hearing the same thing from Puerto Rico about, we're going to find out. We're going to see what it is. We got somebody. We don't have somebody. I might have somebody. We might not. I got tired of that, man. It was frustrating. It was stressful. So I shied away from it. Not so long ago, about maybe 5 months ago, I got a call that they got a lead. I've been hearing that the past 9 years, man. I shied away from it. My grandmother's still on top of it. They want closure. My father's gone already, so nothing gonna change it. Nothing gonna change it. And it's not the first time in Puerto Rico that happened. There's a lot of unsolved cases. Just the history of Puerto Rico we have, man. It sucks. But I could just grab on the positive thing my father left behind, the positive things that he have done and he have left. That's what I could grasp on. The rest I leave as it is. I blame the streets for it. He lived the fast life, man. Like the saying goes, he lived the fast life. He got the fast life, and I just hope that's a message for the youth.
Yeah, no, that's a great message. And you talk about your dad, and obviously I can still see the pain and the hurt from it all. What is something about your dad that maybe we don't know, the public doesn't know, that you have a fond memory of him?
Oh, how humble he was. His heart. He had a heart of gold, man. He wouldn't turn nobody down. I mean, we could be catching a flight. We're going late. Macho, we got an autograph. He would stop. He would talk to you. He would have fun. He would joke, snap, and he was just going with his life. He was a happy man, very humble man. And that's what I took that from him. I'm a humble person because of my father, I love to give back to charity because of him. We might see all the crazy antics, I'm not trying to be crazy, but the other side of it, he had a heart of gold, man. And I took that from him. That's something I grabbed from him. I said, you know what? This is the most part I love about my father, how humble he is. And I took that around with it, and that's why I present myself here in Mexico. I go to the hood. I give out things to the kids. I hang out with the kids. That's just who we are, We come from tough surroundings, from a tough background. So, we love to give back. And that's something my father, people might not know about him. He was a great man.
That documentary, I mean, when they showed him in the streets, and just like you said, stopping and talking to everybody, like, the people's champion, that they did a really good job of showing that side of him, I thought.
That's who he was. He would never turn down an autograph. They loved him, man. I mean, the pilot, let's go, we're going to miss the flight. Hey, come on, man, catch another flight. Like, he didn't care, man. He loved his people, man, and the beautiful thing.
Now, you obviously have had a successful career too. Didn't reach the heights of your father, but it's, not many people did, tough act to follow. But, in your 24 years, 59-7-1, 33 knockouts. But in 2005, you actually shared the ring with your dad in a card in Tucson, Arizona, rode in on a fake bull, and you both won that night. What do you remember from that night?
Oh, amazing night. We worked out the last time we fought the doubleheader together. We had 3 doubleheaders, which my main prize is that I fought an HBO Kill Nation for Rocky Martinez. I was the main event. My father was my undercard. That's my world title fight right there. That's my heights, my father's heights for me. But it's just awesome experience. You can find the same show with your father, man. Just amazing, It's rare you see that in boxing. And like you said just now, my father, that's a tough act to follow. I understand Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. what he's going through. Those kind of fighters, lads, don't come every day, Those fighters ain't born every day. Fighters are born every day, but those special fighters are not. They come once every 100 years, man. The Macho Man, the Chavez, the Duran, now the Mayweathers. Those kind of fighters ain't born every day, And it's a tough act to follow. But going to boxing, that wasn't my goal, to be known for, to be better than my father, be 4-time world champion. My goal was to be known for myself, Hector Camacho Jr. And I thought I reached that when I fought on HBO Camo Nation's main event, my father, my other card. So it's never been my goal to be bigger than my father. No, hell no. I loved him. He's always telling me that. You will never become bigger than me as far as I know. You're amazing. He was just a macho man.
Now, that's a great segue. You mentioned Chavez, and obviously, he has sons that have been, fighters as well, Junior, and, when you're fighting the best of a country or following the best of a country, it's definitely hard to follow. But you're now going to fight the legend, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., or I'm sorry, Sr., he fought your dad in 1992, almost 30 years ago, for the WBC lineal light welterweight title. He gave your dad his second loss and put him at 40-2. You were about 14 at the time. Do you remember that night? And if so, what do you recall?
It was heartbreaking, man. You know, during that time, for me, my father was invincible. He was for sure going to beat Chavez. For me, it was heartbreaking from Puerto Rico, heartbreaking from me, my family. You know, Chavez just rolled right through him, man. Chavez just, you know, basically shut him out. And, I was like, wow. And that fight stuck with me, man. I tried to get Chavez Sr. fight when I was pro. I tried to get for tied, never happened. I tried to get Julio Jr. too. That fight never happened. I tried to get Omar Chavez too, Chavez's youngest son. We signed the contract. That fight never happened. So I got to a point, I'll fight any Chavez, Vicky, Bobby, Carmen, whatever. Give me any Chavez on my revenge. And just so happened, Chavez had the balls enough to say, you know what, let's do exhibition. It's an honor for me to share the ring with the legends. I might say I want revenge, but at the end of the day, it's an honor being in the ring with the legend. It is exhibition, and maybe personal, but it's exhibition. It really is. So I'm not looking at they're going to knock out Chavez. I'm going to go out there, have some fun, share the same ring, and enjoy the moment, which I'm doing now.
And I was going to ask you about it being an exhibition. Have you and Julio spoken about the fight? Is there, obviously, you know, it is a fight, but is there like do you have a personal relationship with him outside the ring?
Well, you know, we spoke a bunch of times, you know, not about the fight actually, but we spoke with my father when they hanged out here. We shared some jokes together. When we was in a press conference for this fight, I told him, we'll kick your ass, I'll get my revenge. And he smirked at me. But we never talked more about that. Like, you know, I don't know how to take it. Like, should I go in there and try to knock his head off? Or just let me see how it comes with his energy, how he's coming to the ring. It's the last fight. Definitely, he don't want to look bad being his last fight. So I know he's coming motivated, coming ready. But then again, he's 58 years old, you know, so I don't know how to take it. I just wait till the bell rings and, you know, see what goes on after that. We both experienced veterans, so, you know, whatever you want to do, I'm ready.
And what should the fans expect? I mean, I guess you're saying you won't know until the bell rings, but I would imagine you plan to take the fight to him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. What a question. I go there to prove, you know, who I am and show the fans, my fans, you know, it's still Macho Time. I'm keeping in mind, this ain't the same Chavez since 1992 for my father. This is Chavez who's 58 years old, close to 60. Being in the ring is amazing. So, I mean, we're going with big gloves, probably headgear. He told me to take his headgear off. If he does that, I don't know what to say, man. If he takes his headgear off, I'm going to have to, you know, try to put it on him. I don't know what else to do. Like, embarrassed to take his headgear off. Man, 50 years old. So that's a challenge yourself. But just go in there, have fun and box. You know, just share the ring with the legend and absorb as much knowledge as I could. But I could pass down to the future fighters, you know? I'm not looking to knock his head off. No, man, I respect the legend. Then again, I'm in Mexico, so I better take it easy out here. You know what I'm saying?
What would your dad say about you fighting him at this stage?
Have fun. You tell me have fun. I mean, the realization of everything is Chavez is the fighter, 58 years old, you know? He did the exhibition with Jorge Arce, and, you know, yeah, I've done a bunch of little exhibition sparring, but this ain't the same thing, you know? I'm pretty sure they take a light on him. They work together. Me being his former rival's son, he might be expecting me to go out there and knock his head off. And I'll be sure to tell him in a press conference, I mean, at the weigh-ins, I'll take it as hard as you take it. If you're going hard, I'm taking it hard. If you're going to work, I'm here to work with you.
How many rounds is it, Hector?
It's scheduled for 6.
Okay.
The keyword is scheduled. But, you know, I'm in there, you know, looking for the best Chavez, for the body shots, the hooks, the right hands, you know. I'm there watching, you know, to pick up things that I've seen Chavez done in the past. Because I love Chavez. I'm a big Chavez fan. Now, I cannot deny that, man. I love Chavez coming up. Like, besides my father, he's one of my favorite fighters, man. So it's like surreal going to the ring and sharing the same ring with him as well, you know? So I'm kind of caught in the middle between, should I fight him or should I just make it a good show? I got fans. I'm going to knock his head off for your father. But I mean, I can't win. You know, it's a no-win situation, really.
Right. Well, listen,
Now,
we'll wrap up.
If I was fighting one of his sons, then hell yeah, I'll go after their head. That's something I told Chavez not so long ago, too. Look, I think I'm done after this fight. I'll retire after this fight. I don't want to fight no more, really, because it's a lot of hard work, man, Jeff. I came from 227. I dumped down all the way to 167 right now. I got 7 pounds left. That's not easy, man. I forgot how hard this shit was. Every day working is not the same after taking time off. Not like Julio. Julio's always in the gym. He's always here in the gym, not me. I took off. I was on vacation, family life. So it's been tough, man, to go back in the ring. But there's talks about me coming back and fighting one of his sons, whether it be Omar, Chavez, or Julio. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, I was going to mention that Chavez seems like he's always in shape, whether he's training for a fight or not.
I said not so long ago, man's cut up, strong, like nothing. I see him hitting the back. I said, oh, shit. This ain't your ordinary 58 years old guy, you know? So I'll be there in the bell range, you know, just whatever energy he brings, I'll try to match it.
We'll wrap it up here in a minute, Hector, and I appreciate you doing this.
Thank you.
I want to talk about stuff you're doing outside the ring, because you mentioned earlier, you know, you're giving back to the community. And I see videos of you all the time with the kids at the gyms, et cetera. And you have what's called a Team Fight to Walk for spinal cord research. Can you talk about that?
That's one of the other charities that I give back to. I was helping out. Listen, I came from the hood of Spanish Harlem, man. Drug-infested neighborhood, crime. For me to stay off the streets, my family had to put me in the boys' club. And that's why I developed playing all kinds of sports, basketball, football, baseball, boxing. So me, thank God I made it. You know, I'm always looking to give back and give a chance to others. You know, thanks for me having my father. Some people ain't fortunate to have a father like mine, whose doors are open. So I'm constantly giving back. I know how hard it is out there, you know? And these role models nowadays, we don't have the role models. You got rappers out there, you know, that talk about killing, girls, sex, you know, and I see those things. I moved to Panama recently, and after this, I'm looking forward to open up the school program and a boxing academy out there for the Panamanians, for the kids, for the youth, give them an opportunity to deserve it, as well as Puerto Rico. So I'm looking to do things outside the ring, definitely giving back to charity, but also giving kids hope in the future. So that's one of my keynotes, man. That's one of my key things, you know, to give back, open gyms up, boxing academies, probably dip into boxing, do amateur boxing, after school program, give kids an opportunity.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Is there anything else you want to share with the fans? You got, as I mentioned, fans all around the world. You're fighting the legend, Mexican legend, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. on June 19th in Guadalajara. Anything lasting words you have? To get this fight, man, it's rare you see this kind of occasion, father, you know, versus father, and father versus son. You know, it's rare you see these kind of activities, kind of fights, and enjoy it, man. The last time you see a great legend like Chavez in the ring, I'm doing it for my father's legacy. So if you get it, watch it. June 19th, you won't want to miss it. It's a great undercard. Anderson Silva, MMA legend versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. We also have Ramon Alvarez versus Omar Chavez. It's a great show for boxing. Big name. Enjoy it, watch it, and it's still Macho Time. We'll leave on that note, Hector. It's Macho Time, and I appreciate your time as always, and we'll talk to you soon, and good luck. Jeff, thank you, brother. Thank you. Congratulations, too. Thank you. Talk soon.